Hey guys, King of Trials here to be your judge, your jury, your analyst, and today I bring to you the strongest ABB team for Open Great League. There is a new ABB team in town with the new update for PvPoke.com, and this features Nidoqueen Double Dark, regular Nidoqueen, Obstagoon with the Obstruct version, and then you have Umbreon with Last Resort, which is the back row. So your safe switch is going to be, for this team, your safe switch is going to be Umbreon, and then Obstagoon's going to close out, or you're going to use Umbreon to bait the fighter so that you can blast it down with Nidoqueen and then finish off with Obstructagoon, which is kind of weird because the double fighter, one fighter will give you a problem with it, but I actually beat a fighter despite losing the lead, so you're going to see just how to play this out, and you're going to see multiple instances of it. Also, my camera is kind of jacked up for odd reason. I fixed it now, but it was really weird. So you're gonna, it's not gonna be HD. It's gonna be very blurred for some odd reason, and I don't know why. And also, my Charmander's creepily staring at you. So last time I moved my thing, you see this thing's like just staring at you. So I hope you enjoy it. And it is Halloween, or Halloween soon. So speaking of that, this is going to be my therapist mental health tip of the day, and you could skip this by going ahead of the chapters or going a few minutes ahead of the video. But this is going to be, since we're talking about Halloween and we're talking about Double Dark, we're going to talk about depression. So depression is a sense of feeling hopelessness, the feeling of being weighed down, and a loss of enjoyment in things that you bring to bring you joy. These are the common signs of depression, one of the most widespread mental health issues in the world. So you can have depressive episodes, but depressive episodes aren't as serious as clinical depression. So clinical depression is like the blues, or like we say, clinical depression, which can be in the form of major depressive disorder, persistent depressive disorder, or in kind of like non-identifiable, But this one is, clinical depression is when it occurs for a long time. Unlike sadness, depression doesn't stop after a day or two. It can continue for weeks on end, interfering with your work or school, relationship with others, and ability to enjoy life. So if you want the full-on rundown of all about depression, take a look at this article by Psych Central. It's amazing. And these articles are reviewed by actual clinicians. By actual clinicians, are those that work in the medical field. So they review this and then they publish it. And it's a great article all about depression. And if you are depressed, this article is definitely for you and how you can get help. And without further ado, this is the best ABB team for Open Great League for the second part of Season 12. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. We got Nidoqueen on a Stunfisk. This is going to be literally death by Pancake losing lead. I'm not even kidding you. So the thing what you want to do with Pancake, or at least you could try this, is to, for some odd reason, no one ever shields the freaking Earth Power. Because the difference is with the Shadow Nidoqueen, but this is funny. So with the Shadow Nidoqueen, you can one-shot you don't quite one-shot a G-Fisk, but against the regular one, you don't kill a G-Fisk, as you see here. So my goal is to fire Earth Power and then swap out into Umbreon. Umbreon can tank Earthquake damage, Nidoqueen can't. So that's why after you fire Earth Power, you want to swap out into Umbreon. And then hopefully Obstagoon can close out the match. As you see, we're just getting legitimately hard countered right now. As a Medicham XL, if it has Dynamic Punch like they're doing right here, I can double shield and win alignment. So even though this is a really ballsy play, the thing about it is, it's like if you watch Hunter x Hunter, like when Gon loses his powers, well guess what? You're gone when he loses his powers in this instant. You're gonna lose all of your shields, as in Gon's powers, and then you're gonna be left helpless while your opponent has 2 shields. And you have literally almost no power. They have 2 shields and alignment, and this Stunfisk comes in. Unless Stunfisk Earthquakes, this won't quite kill. So as you see here, they fire Rock Slide, and then I'm going to be able to fire this Foul Play and chip away at this G-Fisk. I'm going to send in Obstagoon next. Actually, no, I'm not going to send Obstagoon next. They're going to shield here, and then they send in an Obama Snow, and I'm like, oh, we got win cons. Because what I'm going to do here is, because this is a Razor Leaf Obama, it's Obama, but you know, I mean, don't vote for Obama, especially don't vote for freaking Razor Leaf Obama. As you see, Razor Leaf Obama attempts to fire a Weather Ball at me, but the thing is, I have Obstagoon, and I switch into Obstagoon, catch the Weather Ball, and now all I have to literally do is just counter down. I'm going to fire this Obstruct because with Obstruct, what I can do here is I can raise my attack, I can raise my defense. Oddly enough, the strongest ABB team uses Obstruct Obstagoon, and this is why. Because with Obstruct, you can live a whole Earthquake pretty comfortably, not comfortably, but, and I should be able to just counter down at here. And as you see here, my opponent just lost despite winning lead and switch, and me going down 2 shields. That's dang. That's all I have to say. Dang. And we have number 2, you know. One, fool me once, what is it? Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, shame on me. Here we go. Let's see if I fool my opponent again. Fire the Earth Power, and for some reason, I never get the freaking debuff with this thing. You fire the Earth Power, and as usual, we switch into Umbreon. But this time, my opponent doesn't switch out. They're going to fire their Earthquake. Here's my opponent's Earthquake, and I don't see the animation for some odd reason. So, yeah. But as you see, we're gonna fire the Earthquake, and if they don't shield this, it's just gonna take out G-Fisk, and you're gonna lose hella energy, bro. And my opponent does not shield, unfortunately. Well, it's because they have a Pelipper. So with Pelipper, what sucks about Pelipper here is Pelipper does really well against our back row. Pelipper's Weather Balls are super effective against Nidoqueen, and Obstagoon's counters are resisted. So this kind of sucks. I'm going to fire this 2 foul plays here. If this is a Hurricane, I think this kills, or it's going to get to where Umbreon barely lives. Hurricane goes through, Umbreon barely lives. And I'm like, yes, Umbreon, your legs are so thick. Like, you know, you can't quite do like what, if you watch One Punch Man, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and 100 push-ups, and a 10-kilometer run, that doesn't, yes, that can actually help you, but it doesn't actually, like, it's not as, yeah. It's not as great as it looks as far as like a workout, and 100 push-ups is a lot. So yeah, I mean, it can work out. But as you see, my opponent just top lefts because they let go of their whole G-Fist, and then they send in Swampert, and then their Pelipper is dead, and now Swampert is just going to get eviscerated by my entire back row. Alright, and as you see, we have Granbull on to Nidoqueen. So this is great for us, and this is pretty much RPS. As you see, we're just going to switch Umbreon into Sableye. Fun fact, if you don't know, Sableye can actually win the zeros against Umbreon straight return. The keywords can. If it has enough of an energy advantage, guess what? You die to returns, given you don't shield. So Sableye actually, as a safe switch, if it goes straight return, as you see, it does so much freaking damage for no freaking reason. But that's why Sableye, since Purified Sableye has been released, it's been a beast. Just like G-Fisk, its longtime counterpart, it's never really dropped off in effectiveness. It's been part of the top teams since its inception for a very long time. Which is also part of PvP's downfall because there's no balance in this game, which is very terrible. Yeah. You need balance in the game, for crying out loud. Like, there needs to be bans. You need to do something with this system because obviously, like I mentioned in Roast every time, if you're pulling 2K on Twitch after 3 freaking years of a system, actually 4 years if you count Pokemon Go PvP when it first came out, you're not doing great. In fact, you're getting destroyed by so many other games. Next, we get a G-Fisk, and my opponent is going to top left because they already know it's game over. Because Obstagoon is just going Obstagoon. Next, we have Nidoqueen with Shadow Venusaur. You win this lead pretty handily, but it's still not comfortable because those freaking Frenzy Plants add up. Fun fact, your opponent can actually double Frenzy Plant you and take both of your shields and give up their Venusaur in the lead. But outside of taking your soul, Galarian can also take your soul. As you see here, Venusaur is going to take our soul pretty handily right here. Frenzy Plant's going to go ahead and grab our shield. They're going to come out with shield advantage, and they send out a Frostless. I don't know in what dimension Venusaur Frostless actually works. Like, the Frostless 2-shield strat isn't really great in Open Great League as it would be in specialized cups like the Halloween Cup. Swampert is much better in the back. It's kind of the best closer for a reason. Frostless is good, but for the worth of how many Drapions and a lot of other things with crunch/dark type support attacks, it's not really that great in this cup. Not saying it's not good, but it's very hard pressed to find one that actually works. My opponent is going to opt the shield here. I don't have to shield anything. Umbreon wins most shield scenarios pretty comfortably. As you see, Avalanche goes through, isn't able to KO, and now we come out with a foul play. Venusaur's probably going to come back in, or they're going to send her back row, and it's a G-Fisk. So this is Venusaur, Frostless, G-Fisk. Interesting. Very interesting. But as you see here, all we're going to do is we're going to be able to get to 2 foul plays. I send in All I have to do is make sure Obstagoon comes in here, and then Obstagoon can eat an Earthquake pretty handily, and we just have to keep alignment. So all I have to do is send in Obstagoon. Obstagoon gonna punch down. I can obstruct here if I want to. Obstagoon doesn't comfortably eat an Earthquake, but it's not gonna outright kill it. Earthquake takes out more than half of my Obstagoon's HP. Yes, mine's a shiny. I caught that during community. We're gonna send in Nidoqueen, and all I have to do is farm this thing down. I can shield this Frenzy Plant. I might live it, but I'm not going to risk it because all we're going to do is put this poor G-Fisk and literally just Poison Fang the crap out of it. This should take their last shield because if they Earthquake, they die. Even if they don't shield here, all I have to do is straight Poison Fang because at this point, all I have to do is debuff this. They have to get to 2 Earthquakes in order to kill me, and that's not going to happen. And I already have a Night Slash almost queued here. Night Slash goes off, and this is GG. Shiny Obstagoon. Boost is going to go for the freaking moon and just Night Slash its way to victory. And that's GG's. So, Speed, remember I told you 3rd time's a charm? Yeah, well, we got another freaking G-Fist matchup, 3rd time's a charm. We're going to do the same exact thing like I do here, like in the past 2 things. You're going to go ahead and Earth Power. And then you're going to Safe Switch into Umbreon. Umbreon Safe Switch is, as you see, there's, just like in the other one, even if you get a Medicham put into you, there's a way you can win, but you have to be really fancy. And I mean really fancy, like unreasonably freaking fancy. Except this time my opponent fires right away, and thus I'm going to go ahead and have to shield. And then they send in a Jump Bluff, and my brain is like, what? What? A Jump Bluff? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So the strongest ABB team from before, the strongest team from the last cycle was Jump Bluff, and I can probably predict that there's a Trevenant in the back. So I already know there's a Trevenant back because we have Obstagoon. Like we're gold. All I have to do is send in Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen can take out both the G-Fisk and the Trevenant in the back pretty comfortably. So all I'm going to do is straight foul play here. I'm going to give up Umbreon. Because my opponent, most Jump Bluffs aren't rocking foul play. I mean, aren't rocking play rough. They're rocking Acrobats and Energy Ball. So because of that, you're not going to have a strong matchup against Umbreon. And Umbreon's going to be able to take several shields here. I'm going to predict my opponent's going to try to shield here because they want to keep alignment. But because I know there's a Trevenant in the back, as long as I take 1 shield, I'm fine. I'm gonna let Umbreon go here. I'm gonna send in Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's gonna poison jab down. I'm gonna have all this energy in the back. My opponent is probably going to try to catch a Poison Fang, or they're going to send in their Trevenant right away after I switch, because when your G-Fisk is bad, you're gonna send in Trev, and this is GG's. I'm going to shield this. I know this is Seed Bomb, but all I have to do is literally obstruct here. Obstruct, I gain that extra defense boost, and then all I have to do is just straight Night Slash down my opponent for the victory. And even better, I get their shield, which is freaking phenomenal. So all I have to do is Night Slash my way to victory. And then I'm going to actually, even though I'm going to win, I'm going to cry a little bit because watch what happens. I'm going to fire this Night Slash, and then I'm going to go ahead and fire another one. And it's actually not going to kill that. It's actually not going to kill that G-Fisk outright. But because we got the boost with C-Bomb, and with, not boost with C-Bomb, with Obstagoon, Obstruct, we got that defense boost. All I have to do is shoot this Night Slash, and then I'm actually going, you know what's funny? This is the only battle where I boost. And I send in Nidoqueen to fast move down, and I realize I just switched out of a boosted Obstagoon. And that's just extra disrespect. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles and this funny variation. Nidoqueen Double Dark was, for fun fact, Nidoqueen Double Dark was actually one of the top ABB teams in earlier seasons, and now it's back. Yay. But that's just how still Pokemon Go PvP is nowadays. Game's still broken for some odd reason. It's still lagging. And I just don't know. Actually, you don't need to know. No, just do what I did. Just don't care about Legend, don't care, because it's going to be the same cycle over and over again unless they overhaul the system. One of the most exciting things they would do is to overhaul the system, but we know Niantic only cares about raids and profits. They don't care about PvP. If they did care about, I don't even know why Pokemon Play hosts PvP, because you lose. Pokemon Play, as a former logistician in the United States Air Force, they're probably losing money. And the only reason they're either breaking even or they're making profit is because of the merch they sell during these events. So that's probably that's like the only reason why they're making money. Other than that, they don't have sponsorships, etc. And it's a joke. It really is. I don't know any esports org in the world or any game that'd be proud of drawing in less than 10K on a regular basis. Or even less than 20K at this point. Because if you're not rivaling League of Legends, which pulls in 300 grand for almost 300 grand or like 100 to 300 grand, you're doing something wrong. And obviously there's a lot of things wrong with Pokemon. And unfortunately, it's just Nintendo with esports and with absolute greed. This whole casual gaming thing, like, the future of gaming is esports. It's not going to be casual gaming. Or definitely not Pokemon, because something called Minecraft and other games, I definitely have other I'm a therapist. I work with clients. I work with kids all age ranges from below all the way up, and I promise you, not all of them are talking about Pokemon Go PvP, or even just Pokemon in general, for like the competitive aspect. It's the casual aspect, but the amount of kids I see that hang on to Pokemon versus going to other games like Minecraft, Fortnite, etc., it's nuts. And unfortunately, Pokemon's gonna get phased out. It's not gonna get phased out entirely because it's still beloved in Asia and everything like that, but it's definitely not the most, unlike before during my generation when it first came out, definitely not one of the most hypest, most popular franchises in the entire world. No, we got taken over by Riot. Good job, Riot. Fuck you, Nintendo. If there's only one time I'm gonna curse, fuck you, Nintendo Niantic. That's how I truly feel. But I hope y'all are enjoying this season, because it's almost over. Scarlet and Violet is almost out, and I will see you guys when I make Scarlet and Violet content. And I hope y'all are enjoying your season despite everything that's going on right now. I truly hope that it does get better, but for the foreseeable future, and for the past year and a half, there's no evidence that it will. Good luck on your Go Battle Exits, and I will see y'all on the next video.